September at the Olympijski Stadium in Moscow, where I'm sure you'll be partying like a Russian, of course. Where are you looking forward to out of all of those places to play in particular?
My audience are amazing everywhere. I can't pick out a particular show.
Are there places you're most fond of that you've got? You've toured a lot, so there must be outstanding gigs in your lifetime.
The Celts are amazing.
Yeah.
Belfast, Dublin, Glasgow, down in Wales, but everywhere. There's no place that I'm not looking forward to going to.
And what can we expect from the shows? Is there a plan yet, or is this still work in progress?
It's still work in progress. Who's the big country artist, the massive country artist that goes and plays Dublin? What's his name? Brooks. Garth Brooks. He says that an audience needs 7 wows for a show, so they can go back and say, "Did you see that bit? Did you see that bit?" I'm currently working on my 7 wows.
Okay. Have you got 1 wow yet?
No wows.
Okay, no wows. But there will be 7. There is a gap in the dates, which is kind of around the time the Glastonbury Festival is on, which I noticed. Would you be tempted back to Glastonbury again?
If they asked me, I'd do it, but I don't think it's going to be happening next year.
Okay, fine. But you would do it?
Yeah, I'd love to do Glastonbury.
Okay, so you'll be having a nice weekend off, are you?
Probably.
Okay. What would you, if you did play Glastonbury, this is just me being nosy, if you did Glastonbury, where would you want to play? Do you want to do the big, massive pyramid stage?
Yeah,
Would you like to
I'd like my moment at the pyramid stage in front of a record-breaking amount of people, please.
Okay, well, let's hope that happens at some point. You're also doing arenas. No, you're doing stadiums and you've done arenas in the past. So, what do you prefer and what's the difference between them?
Nothing really. There's, arenas are a great amount of people, and then stadiums are a great amount of people. It's not like, an arena is more intimate than a stadium. I'm just happy that there's an audience in front of me, to be honest.
You've got Erasure on this tour as well.
I do.
Erasure are the tour support. Why have you chosen them?
Big fan of them when I was a kid, big fan of them now. A huge amount of hits, and it's they're perfect for my show. Can't wait to see them.
They'll get the party started, won't they?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favourite Erasure track?
Give a little respect.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
No party is complete without that song.
Absolutely.
Get everybody dancing. What's on the rider these days when you go out on tour? Because it's probably quite different to Robbie from the past.
It just says no carbs. Just whatever you get in. No carbohydrates. So pigs, cows, almonds, coconut milk. If I'm being daring, but lots of water. There's nothing really on the rider anymore. Just lots of water. Keep me hydrated.
And what about guests? Because you've worked with some incredible people on this album, the Heavy Entertainment show. Will you be tempted to bring out any of your guests on stage?
If Rufus or John Grant or Ed Sheeran is around when I'm around doing these shows, I would love them to come and sing with me. But we'll see.
Okay. It does feel like you're a kid in a sweet shop or in a playground with the people that you've chosen for this album. It's like you've chosen some of your favourite artists and they said yes.
Yeah.
So you must have had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, I did. We wrote 80 songs for this album. Well, I wrote 80 songs for this album, and I've done like 11 studio albums, I think, now. And it's always been autobiographical. And what do you do when the diary becomes a bit boring and staid and difficult to write? You get in all the people that you admire, and no more so than Rufus and John and Ed, of course, the Killers, and they've lent me their talents and helped me out.
Excellent. This evening you're being honoured with a Brit Icon Award, and this follows in the footsteps of David Bowie and Sir Elton John. So how do you feel being the other person?
Well, that's Elton, and that's David Bowie, and then there's this chap from Stoke-on-Trent, and that's how I feel. It's like I'm honoured that it's me, and I'm glad it's not going somewhere else. But it's another award, and the other 2 people were absolute legends and absolute icons, and now I'm getting it, and kind of mixed feelings, but I'm honoured to be receiving it.
Your family must have been incredibly impressed, I think.
Yeah, my mum's really buoyed about it. She's got her chest puffed out. She has done for the last 2 weeks, and not more so than today. She's been to Selfridges, got an outfit. I'm sure that somewhere in Kensington there's somebody from Stoke-on-Trent having a champagne. It's going to be a big night for them, and my dad too.
Yeah, an enormous night. You must enjoy it this evening.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and you've got the most Brit Awards of anyone in history. This will be your 18th Brit Award, which is phenomenal. You must have some stories. You've been to the Brits a fair few times. For the first time that you went to the Brits, what can you remember?
I've been to rehab twice, smoked a lot of weed, I've forgotten an awful lot of stuff. I know that I went there, there's video evidence, but there's not a lot I can remember. Honestly, yeah, not a lot I can remember. I know they were wild, hedonistic, heady days, incredibly enjoyable, but I can't remember an awful lot of my Brit appearances.
Okay, so you will be at the Brits this February?
Well, I hope so. I hope so. I'm getting nods from my management.
Okay, we'll do it again. You will be at the Brits this year?
Yes, I will be at the Brits this year.
So maybe you'll make your own memories of that evening in particular. And we're going to open up the questions to the floor now. So if people do have questions and there's something you'd like to ask Robbie, let's go to the lady down here, first of all, in the bright blue, if that's okay.
Hi, Anna Saber, NTV channel, Russia. And I got your present. It's Russian national food, buckwheat. It was on your video, part of like Russian.
Right.
And
I've received your gift. Thank you. Thank you very much. What is it?
It's buckwheat, and you should cook it next time, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it carbohydrates?
Better when cooked.
Is this carbohydrates?
Very, very low.
Oh, right. Oh, good. Good. Thank you very much. I appreciate the gift. Thank you.
Did you have a question as well?
Yeah.
Okay,
So your video, Part Like Russian, is incredibly popular in Russia, and are you excited? And are you excited to come to Russia next year? Thank you.
Yeah, I am. I noticed that in Russia, St. Petersburg is a bit like Manchester, and Moscow's like London, and St. Petersburg's like a northern crowd, and obviously Moscow's like a London crowd, which are great too. I can't wait to come out there and perform my song and see what happens. Obviously, over here in Britain, people were being outraged for everybody in Russia. He's been banned, but you're here as a representative of your country and letting everybody know that I'm allowed into your country, and I can't wait to be performing there.
Okay, can I say here, another question?
I'm afraid I don't have a present for you, but I watched you perform in Barcelona a couple of years ago. You performed Motherfucker there. I remember loving it. What does your wife think about it? Because when you performed it, you said it was an ode to your son. It's a little bit different to go gentle, which was obviously for your daughter. What was your wife's reaction when you kind of showed her the lyrics?
That's the kind of sense of humour. For anybody who doesn't know, there's a song on the album called Motherfucker, and it's about Charlie, my 2-year-old son. And the chorus goes, your uncle sells drugs, your cousin is a cutter, your grandma is a fluffer, your granddad's in the gutter, your mother is a nutter, your mother is a nutter, we are bad motherfuckers. That's the sense of humour that we both share. So she really enjoyed it. And yeah, and she knows she's a nutter. But so am I, and that's why we get along so well.
We were talking, I don't know whether you want to say this, but X Factor, and you were saying about your daughter.
Oh yeah, I showed Teddy, my daughter, this morning, my X Factor performance from last night, and she's just looking quizzical at it. She looked at Nicole Scherzinger and went, what is that lady thinking? I was like, what is she thinking? Also the other day in the hotel, she had a umbrella. She was riding it like a horsey through the hotel, and really loudly she went, look everybody, I'm holding it with my vagina! Yeah, you are. So, in short, my wife really enjoys the song, and enjoys the humour.
Would the kids go on tour with you when you go on tour? Do you park the family or you take them with you?
So when they get to be 5 years old, I'm told that that's when they need to stay where they are, or you get arrested or put in stocks and people throw tomatoes at you.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're not 5 yet, and they'll be coming on tour with me, and I'm glad they are.
But that will keep you sane, won't it? Because there is always that hole when you, well,
Yeah.
a bit closer to sanity.
Yeah.
Because there is the hole when you come off stage and it's like, what do I do with myself?
The kids will be there, and I'm glad they're going to be there.
Okay, more questions. Yes, lady here.
Robbie Jane from Reuters. You mentioned that you're taking Erasure on tour with you. Love Erasure. Did you never think about offering to take back the opportunity?
To go on, to support me on tour?
How rude.
I think you will find that the boys are stadium acts in their own right. Maybe they could have come to Europe with me, but...
Just by finding that also, as an entertainer, what are your thoughts on Donald Trump's showmanship?
I think he's got something that I can take from his performance. Like sort of if you say things enough that it becomes true. And this tour is going to be huge. My tour is going to be huge. And my temperament is incredible. Nobody's got entertaining temperament like me. And my respect for women. Nobody respects women more than I do, which you shall see through my 2-hour performance each evening, where I'll be respecting every single lady that's there. And nobody does like that like me. Nobody sings "Let Me Entertain You" like me, or angels like me. But he's a great showman, and he sells it really well. And like I say, if you say it, I think 12 times, loud enough and confidently enough, it becomes the truth. So I'm the best entertainer on the planet. There's one. And I'll be doing it 12 times over the next 24 hours, and it'll become true.
Okay, another question. Yes, the guy in blue.
Hi, Felipe from ZDF, the German state broadcaster. Christmas is upon us. Our German viewers want to know what's Christmas like on the Williams household.
Expensive. Really expensive. My wife loves Christmas, and I didn't used to. I didn't for a while, but our house now has the most lights, the most decorations, the biggest trees, and she's an incredible gift giver, and she's very thoughtful and incredibly romantic, and I'm not. So that's, she's kind of looking for somebody that's like her, and I'm looking for somebody that's like me. But she makes Christmas really special. It's our favourite time of the year.
Will the table look different now that you don't eat carbs and drink alcohol?
I haven't eaten a carb since 1995. All my carbs were in wine and lager at the time. But we have a lot of food, a lot of pies, a lot of cake. Christmas is good in the Williams household.
What's the best thing she's ever bought you? Which is incredibly
Well,
great to buy gifts.
Yeah, I got up and I opened my stocking, and it was 2 shirts. One was a Barcelona shirt and one was an Argentina shirt, and it was to Robbie, love Lionel Messi. I was like,
You win. She's only ever disappointed when you give your gifts over.
Yeah. To Ida, love Rylan.
Another question, yes, we have here in the second row back.
Welcome to Finland in August next year. On your way to Russia, you'll find that we party as hard as the Russians, even harder. Anyway, are you warming up to Sarah Aalto, who seems to be taking heed of your earlier comments that the X Factor is not a singing competition but a show?
I've been really impressed with Sarah over the week. Sarah, I didn't think this week was that great for her. I thought her hair looked great, and it was amazing that it stayed on. I thought the arrangement of the song wasn't that great. It wasn't her fault. She's got a huge personality. I quite like the craziness. At the judges' houses, when I first saw her, when it's just you and her doing what she does, the craziness is a bit overwhelming. But on a Saturday night on the TV, I think she projects really well. I think she's got a great voice. And what do you think of Sarah?
Well, I think she's going to go all the way to the finish.
Okay.
Do you have a
When you
favorite?
say Sarah, I say, yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
I like Honey G. I think she's entertaining. You know, much to everybody's dismay. You know, does everybody watching the X Factor? I know you're not responding to anything that I'm saying, but if you just want to nod, not to want to out yourself,
thoroughly.
you are. Yeah.
Do we have another question then, please? Right, okay, yeah.
That provokes two questions. Would you like to do a track with Honey G? And what music do the kids like?
Would I like to do a track with Honey G? I'm really busy right now promoting my album and my tour, so that is really going to be impossible. And what are the kids listening to? They're listening to Take the Crown, Swings Both Ways, and the Heavy Entertainment Show by Robbie Williams.
Okay, another question? Yeah, can I blue here?
We've shot from 20 Minutes in Switzerland. The Heavy Entertainment Show, are you an entertainer at home with your family, or are you more like the calm, normal guy?
Calm, normal guy, as normal as a neurotic person can be, and so is my wife. But my job is my job, and my home life is my home life. I enjoy showbiz, my place in it, and the character that I become when I get on stage. But home's home, and my job is my job, you know.
Okay, another question. Let's go further back. That lady in the red.
Hi Robbie, I'm Vicky from ITV Canal Reports. We've been tweeting today and our viewers are asking, they've noticed a few of you at this first gig in Manchester. It's quite close to Entertaiment playing, and they're wondering if you might surprise them with a little reunion at any point.
Well, if I did, it wouldn't be a surprise if I said here.
Go on.
Oh, what, a reunion at any point?
Well, at that time when you were all in Manchester together, I mean, it'd be dead easy, wouldn't it?
I don't know about easy, but, you know, it might happen. You know, who knows? But right now, I don't think so.
Reunion at some point?
Reunion at some point, definitely, but we just couldn't get our diaries to work in the next 12 months.
Okay, more questions? Yeah, lady in the glasses.
Hi, Ashley with the Mirror. Your album's selling amazingly, this tour is inevitably going to sell amazingly. Why do you think it was that Party Like a Russian didn't chart as highly as we've come to expect?
Well, I knew, like 4 weeks before I started to do promo, I was looking at other acts that were going into the charts, like people more relevant than me and relevant right now, and my peers of a similar sort of age. And I was noticing that, you know, there was people that had got the #1 radio record, yet they couldn't get into the top 30 that were younger than me and more relevant. And then there was, like I say, other people that were going in at 7 and I was thinking, what's changed? This is weird. And I was like, well, what's changed is the way that the charts are weighed up. You sort of get 100 streams for one physical copy. And the difference is for me is that my audience of my age, they don't stream stuff and they buy physical copies. And the people that are in charge of the charts, which is who I think should be in charge of the single charts, are young people, teenagers. And, you know, that being said, you know, I thought that Party Like a Russian could have performed a bit better, but I wasn't expecting to be in the top 40. Yeah, no, I knew weeks before we started the promo that was like, oh, well, I'm fucked here.
The album should do well.
But you know, no, the album's doing incredibly well, but it was kind of a relief knowing going in, because, you know, I don't worry an awful lot about stuff, but it was sort of like, oh, I see how this is shaping up. Both my hands are a bit tied here with the singles market, and I thought, oh, well, that's okay then, as long as I know that going in.
Yeah. Next time, would you maybe not release the lead single and just go straight in with the album?
I don't know. I don't really come up with a strategy for
There
that
are
kind of
meetings
stuff.
that go on about this
Yes,
kind
and
of stuff.
I just turn up and, you know, show pony, try to look nice and say interesting things.
Who's got the best question in the room? Because we have one more question still to go. You have yours. Go on. Yes, there you go.
Is it true that you've had a healer come in to sort out the ghosts in your home?
Yes, it is true. Every little helps. The wife did that. We were in an old house, really old, and like I say, every little helps. Have you ever saged your house or apartment?
I've not had need to, but I wouldn't rule it out. What did it involve?
I don't know. My wife took care of that too. It was like, oh honey, you had this. The healer said everything's okay. There was a bit of energy there, but now it's not there.
So you didn't come across a ghost yourself?
No.
It's not good vibes in the house, isn't it? It's about
We got a place in Wiltshire and it's over 1,000 years old, and I've never really felt anything in there either. But like I say, every little house, a nice little tradition to, clear the energy and welcome ourselves to this new state.
Thank you very much, everybody here today. We don't have any more time for any more questions, I'm afraid.
Can we do 2 more?
Oh, fine.
Right?
Okay, it's up to you. You're cool, right? Who do you want to speak to?
Batman.
Go on then. I didn't like to jump up.
Thank you. It's Jordan from Entertaiment. Liam Gallagher's doing a solo album, and I wondered if you had any advice for him.
Don't have any advice for him. He sort of, he knows exactly what he wants and how he wants to do it, and he's steadfast with, all of that. And is he writing it by himself? Is that what's happening? Yeah. I've been watching stuff that he's been doing as regards to the documentary for the new documentary. And I think he's been incredibly funny, incredibly charismatic, really watchable. Got a bit of a man crush on him at the moment, actually. I'm looking forward to his album coming out.
Can you suggest any collaborators that he might work with?
No, not really. No suggestions.
Okay, another question? Yeah, lady at the back.
Hi Robbie, I'm Rachel from Live Nation. I just wondered which track of your new album you're most looking forward to performing on tour?
Big Signals, the one that Brandon Flowers wrote. Yeah, it's a
What's it
rock.
like working with him?
Oh, but I didn't see him.
Oh, is it one of those
it's a modern day sort of way to work, emails and not being in the same studio at the same time.
So he wrote it?
He wrote it, yeah. I was Stuart Price, who is their producer, is my producer of mine and a good mate of mine. And he'd just been off in the Joshua Tree working with Brandon, and he came back and he said, listen to this is what we've just done. And I was listening to the song and I was just thinking, oh God, I wish I had this, I wish I could have this, I wish I could have this. And then I asked for it and they said yes, remarkably. So I'm chuffed that they said yes. I'm a big Killers fan.
Yeah, and when you were recording it, were you kind of channeling Brandon? Because it must be difficult. Oh God, I want to sing sound like Brandon, I must have myself.
He's an Olympian. He's an Olympian singer, and I was very conscious that I'd heard the demo and I wanted it to be at least as good or nearly as good, but what a voice he's got. Yeah. And I tried my best.
Yeah. Fingers crossed he does come and join you at some point. At least one day he's on this tour.
That would be cool. One last question before I go. Enemy.
You released a song where you called The Brits Boring. I wonder if you could change your mind.
Have I changed my mind where I called The Brits Boring? It was that particular evening. We're all allowed an off evening. We're all allowed an on evening. Maybe more ons than off. It was just that particular day where I went to the Brits, and normally you go, the story is you go to the Brits and it's lightning backstage and there's things going off and kicking off and it's interesting and exciting. I was more on about the backstage bit than the onstage bit. Hopefully that might just be an issue about where the Brits is being beamed from. Because when everybody's congregating, you can see everybody, there's an energy, and there just wasn't that yet.
Cool, that's it. Okay,
thank you.
Have a great time tonight, enjoy yourself.
Thank you everybody. Thank you.